Okay, so the ending of House of the Dragon episode 8 is a big one. There's lots of things going on with it that we're going to be breaking down in this video, but huge spoiler alert for what lies ahead. Now the entry centers around Rhaenyra and Daemon returning to King's Landing in order to contest the claim for Driftmark that's made by Vaemond. After he's turned into a Pez dispenser, the rightful heir remains Viserys, and to sweeten the deal, he and his brother have now been betrothed. They will marry both Rhaenyra and Baela, and therefore Driftmark will remain under Valyrian control, like actual Valyrians, not you. Now that night, in order to celebrate the union, a great supper is thrown between the family. However, it devolves into more fights after Aemond gives the strongest toast he could. Viserys never sees any of this though, and he retires to his bed for the final time. Now earlier in the episode when Rhaenyra went to visit him, he was confused over who this was. He has of course lost one of his eyes, and he's heavily sedated with milk of the poppy. Last week also showed he was having some mental decline when he called Alicent his previous wife Emma.
I'm going to bed, Emma.
Rhaenyra asked him if he believed Aegon's dream about the prince who was promised, and though he didn't answer at this point, he does towards the end of the episode. However, the confusion is carried over, with him thinking that he's speaking to Rhaenyra instead of his wife Alicent. The prophecy came to Aegon the Conqueror in a dream, and it stated that the prince who was promised would come from Targaryen bloodline, and they would help to defeat a great evil from the north. This is of course setting things up for Jon Snow and the White Walkers, but the name Aegon and Prince is what Alicent focuses on. Her son Prince Aegon has been looked over as the heir, and Alicent sees Viserys saying this as being his final wish to make Aegon the king. Now if you don't want to know what happens in the book, then turn off now, as it likely spoils the opening of the next episode. Give you a couple of seconds to back out. Are you still here? Okay, so the next chapter revolves around Alicent refusing to inform Rhaenyra about her father's death. She also calls together the council and puts Aegon on the throne. Whilst all this is going on, Rhaenyra goes into labour and she ends up losing the child. Blaming Alicent for not only stealing the throne, but also killing her child, this starts an all-out war between the houses. Several people still loyal to Rhaenyra are executed, and it all ramps up for a major civil war that happens within the household. The prophecy also being told to Alicent explains why Aegon doesn't learn about it, and in the end it gets lost to time. He ends up becoming the king, and thus he doesn't pass it on to the next one because he never heard it in the first place. So it's all starting to fill in the blanks of Game of Thrones, and it explains why we never heard about it on The Blade and That. Now obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episode, and make sure you subscribe for videos like this every day. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care, peace.